I want to start this video with a disclaimer. If the footage is a little bit shakier than normal, Mike consumed about a half a Bud Light earlier today. Literally like before 4 p.m. Actually had a run-in with HR and he had a good point. It's basically water. But I wanted to give you guys heads up in case stuff was a little bit. No. Whoa!
You ain't got no.
So, the purpose of today's video
Joe Dirt over here
is to provide entertainment value. No, what we're doing, I'm showing you the last of the concrete-based videos. And what we have here is the completed driveway bank. So, not only did this satisfy my need of the American laziness of having to back out and drive out of my driveway and then go to my other driveway, it connected both driveways, but in a beautiful way that can also function as a racetrack corner. So, what I want to do is pull out the go-karts that haven't been started up in a while, and I want to figure out where the danger zones are going to be, because if you look, the job isn't fully completed and the concrete guys are coming back, but there's lots of steep drop-offs, and these will be not fun if you go into them. So I'm gonna take the go-kart and figure out the racing line, and then probably have Marco go and get some tractor loads full of dirt to add to the danger areas. But I think bigger picture, we'll probably put some sort of like barrier system or tire wall or something on this corner. And maybe I'll try to drift it today. It's been about long enough. It's gonna be interesting. Oh, I wanna show you something cool. All right, so come here, stand right about here, point the camera here.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're doing.
Hold it low.
Okay.
And just can I also give you my drink?
Sure.
Just because I don't know what's gonna happen here, but. I don't know if I mentioned this, I still need to take the hot rod.
You gotta turn this down, bro. Oh my God. Real Joe activities today.
So fun fact, I accidentally did that with one of the contractors. I was coming around and usually the other go-karts or the other golf carts are so slow they barely make it up the hill, and we did that same thing. He was very fun but also very angry. I wore my seatbelt but now I'm stuck. The concrete that started it all, me attempting to fix my driveway, ruining it, and then calling the guy, and then the job scope creeping to infinity and beyond. It's now repaired. Also, another danger zone. I predict the go-karts are gonna be dropping wheels, kind of like this, and we're gonna probably need to add more dirt here.
Thank you for the visual representation.
Actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do a recreation with a go-kart. I'm gonna drop you off and we'll show them. Before we take the go-karts out, I wanted to show you guys the Slam GT3. It's crazy what, like, I don't know, it's maybe like an inch slower than before, but it has made me fall in love with this car 10 times more. I'm pretty sure I've shown you guys the R101 lightweights that I got from HRE, but my buddy Kevin over at Porsche basically gave me like what he has found to be the maximum you can lower the car, do the proper Porsche track alignment, and still not have any rubbing issues. It's a little sunk in the front because there's added camber for front grip. Can't run center locks with spacers, so that sucks. But it looks like freaking sick now. I love it. Go-karts haven't been started in a while, so I'm gonna check the oil and then get to ripping. Hello? Adam? Alright, where are you? You in your truck? Oh my God. You in the car? Oh, is that a go-kart? right, so apart from the sketchiness if it doesn't go well, when it does go well, the layout works great. You can pretty much stay flat-footed the entire time. And where I put the cones allows like one solid passing corner, so you don't have people like trying to pass on the bank and stuff. We're gonna try hitting it reverse, but like for go-karts, which was the main thought behind this, like when we have a barbecue, trying to keep everyone in one area versus people go-karting over there and then barbecuing over here, I think it's gonna be really cool. And I don't know about you guys, but this was like not even a thing with how we hit it with the go-karts.
Yeah, I'm ready to drift it.
You hear this guy? We'll do that after this. We're gonna try hitting it reverse and see how it feels.
I heard it. Did you hear it?
Yeah, sure, we can. You wanna? He's got a slightly bad
What's
head
the catch
gasket.
here, man? What's the catch?
What?
You're spoiling us with go-karts, you're spoiling us with drift cars, what's coming?
The catch is you gotta work.
By the
during
way,
day.
guys, you gotta work 90 hours next week.
Yeah, Rajin. I'm trying to keep the S15 clean because we're going to Chicago this weekend. If you're coming, the tickets are in the bio. So I'm taking out old girl. She's got a fuel leak that disappeared, but hopefully it reappears. That's what we got Johnny right here. Full send, bank, first time, big power. Does it look as cool as it feels?
Yeah, it looks pretty dope.
In a car, it's a whole nother ball game. It's definitely dicey though, coming like through the narrow area, coming up to the house, especially in this thing that like doesn't have much drive. I'll hit it again in this direction, and then I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna come in the other direction.
All right.
It flows way better than I expected though.
You're using the entire bit. Your
Yeah.
tires are right up to the edge.
Yeah, about that. There's the drop over there that wasn't a problem with the go-karts, was a problem with the front wheel. The good news is Booth is gonna hit it now. Yo, you saw me drop a tire up there? You were in the perfect spot when I did that.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a novelty for cars, a little sketchy, but like, you know, if we ever gotta shoot a poster real quick or, you know, like wow and dazzle a visitor.
Or we can ruin Booth's new front bumper.
Holy shit, that thing looks
Is
great.
that new headlights? Busting all this new hotness, baby. Let's go. Damn, nice knowing you.
Damn, that looks good. Hell yeah. Which S15 these off? The green one or the fade one? Oh, I never know.
Fade one for sure.
Sick. The lucky headlights, right? Well, or it depends on if they're from which season, if they're lucky or not. first run out. Damn. Yo, you see my tire marks, dude? Feels sick.
Looks sick.
It's fun as it flows way better than it like looks from the outside. Like it looks like this area is flat, but in the car the arc is good.
Oh, it feels good.
You can see the tire line.
You can like stay on power.
I know. It's like a little sketcy, but it's not as sketchy as I thought.
Yeah.
I dropped the tire at the top.
Oh my god.
I was deep.
It's sick, but it's just really slow. Like it's in slow motion the whole time.
Yeah. I can't remember to what extent we've shown this in a video, but when Jamie was here, I wanted to get rolling anti-lag set up in this car. So Johan temporarily just made me a switch that just grounds out from a signal to the ECU, but pretty inconvenient to have to do this every time I want to use anti-lag. So now we'll have a momentary switch on an OEM old logo 365A. So these horn buttons, I'm gonna basically take this wire, plug it into the OEM horn button, and then behind this, I'm gonna take what would typically go to the horns. I don't run horns since my cars are really fast, so it's really easy to pass people that me off or get in my way. So I'll be able to tie this into this and then be able to do rolling anti-lag from the back of my steering wheel. And because this car has GPS speedo, I think I'll be able to use these same buttons if I wanted them to be two-step underneath a certain RPM. Even though two-step is really stupid and silly and unnecessary, there's a good chance that I'll have this car at the drag strip and then I'll want to be able to use the two-step so I can launch faster than my girlfriend. That's your update on this. Oh, also, this, I feel like I've talked about something like this existing forever. Unfortunately, we don't have factory support from Milwaukee. It would be really cool if we did. Cordless heat gun. Any of you guys that do wiring, especially like radio stuff, I feel like that's like the time when it's most annoying. When you're like heat shrinking stuff and you gotta run an extension cord, like, you know, we've all used little torches and lighters and stuff and it works, but then you end up catching things on fire, or your friend steals them and then uses them for paraphernalia. It's a bad time when that happens. But alas, the CRX is going off to get a cage today, so everything is fine in the universe. So the biggest challenge of having the anti-lag in the steering wheel, if you think about like people with nitrous buttons in the steering wheel, they usually have to have that like stupid little cable that goes behind, but I'm gonna integrate it in the clock spring. So I'm gonna take, I guess if I wanted to have a horn and it, I could use one of the other wires, but I don't even have a working horn in this car. So I'm gonna take the horn wire. All I need to do is now trace continuity from here to the other side, figure out which wire it is, and then I can tap in with my two-step wire, and then I'll have rolling anti-lag. It is none of these. There are many plugs back here. I found a wire. So I have the ECU Master software open now, and I pull up a log, and I have switch number 2, which is activation not only for rolling anti-lag, but for two-step. And now just to test it, basically a horn button will ground out. So this is the signal from the ECU, and when I ground it, you'll see I have little spikes here that tell me that it's working. That just means yes, it is grounded. So now when I hold this button, there's some weird stuff going on and it's also making the AC compressor come on, but there's 2 pins on the ECU that I think are making contact. I'm gonna fix that, but when it works like it's supposed to, this should be launch control. Yeah. There you go. Now I need to figure out why my launch control is also launching my AC. If you remember, I blew up Zeroy's transmission input shaft at Hyperfest with a very sad and pitiful burnout. And I decided it's time to stop doing that. So not only did we get its very first brand new CD transmission, because I kept on buying junkyard ones that just wouldn't shift right, and then my burnouts would be pitiful because I can get to second and third quickly in the burnout box. In addition to that, we changed the clutch that was like a 1500 horsepower clutch made for the biggest vaping Z enthusiast that wanted to flex their horsepower numbers for one that's a little bit more modest and hopefully won't break transmissions. And also we're installing a pilot bearing this time. It didn't have one before.
Yeah, let's something.
Leave that in. Scary spider.
It's not a
Big scary spider. If you look closely, it kind of looks like Sean Booth.
It's a grasshopper.
We're gonna do a little tour. We had our first big rainstorm since I've been home and go see how all the new drainage works. This new pad doesn't really accumulate that much water, so that's good. It did what it was supposed to do. All right, so we've got a puddle here. From what I understand, I think they didn't do the pipe low enough on that side, so hopefully it's not too late for that.
It's kind of late.
Is it though? Like, can you just make it go deeper maybe? It looks like it's
the angle of the pipe is the problem.
if it's lower, would it siphon? Maybe it's got a blockage.
I think this one's angle is not sufficient. That's like a foot deep.
Pipe's in the right spot, but the drain isn't draining. That one works. That one works. New skid pad looks pretty dang good. There's like a few little puddles, but nothing major. Like you see the huge puddle over there.
Yeah.
That is what I was worried about, but it looks like it drains and did exactly what it's supposed to. Now Colette's shop has always had a problem with water. I imagine it's gonna be pretty bad. Let's go look. Oh yeah. Now mind you, none of this is the new concrete. This is all old stuff.
Yeah.
But those new sections that we added definitely didn't help. I wonder if it would have been a good idea to dig a hole, like a trench, and then put a pipe for drainage.
Like your skate ramps, kind of.
Yeah, it's a little late for that now.
Yeah.
It's kind of old area over here. Not terrible.
No.
What's so funny? Chicago this weekend. Remember to get your tickets. It's gonna be a good time. Link in the bio. Thank you for watching.
When you said